Now, this great venue has hosted some memorable playoff games over the years, and these Bear fans are hoping to make some new memories today at Soldier Field in Chicago. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears. One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
Let's go, fellas.
Ready? 90 Wolf.
Right there, 54 Mike. Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
Let's go.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
At the 29-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Hey, Haywood.
Mike 5-4. You're trash. You're trash. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Right up.
Off play action. Fitzgerald. He completes it to Boyd. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They will run for the first time here with White, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said.
And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this, and it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees.
49-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 49 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of a ball game. How about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go!
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
Now this is Hilton on the receiving end. Well, that's good for a first down. Here's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight... Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Picked off inside the 10.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 10-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
White.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go. 180.
58, come on. All day.
11.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Roquan Smith in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. On the return, here's Agnew. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
Ready, set.
51. Hey. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Ready.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He gets this one to Boyd. 14 yards into Chicago, 1st down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
They're going to be stopped up on this 1st down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
54. Check.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Fitzgerald. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on, because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
SOS. Hey, Zoo.
Throwing on first down. Fitzgerald. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fitzgerald. It's complete. It's Miller. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. Operating from the gun, Fitzgerald. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
They'll begin the drive with Breida. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 36 yards on the play.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, that allows your blitzers to get there.
And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
Here we go. 180!
Right there. Here we go.
21.
Check 99. Check 99. Patch it.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Tackle made by the 3rd-round pick out of Louisiana, Tracy Walker.
2nd and 6 at the Bears' 14-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now here's Goodwin with it on the jet sweep. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
They'll try to run with Breida. And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Ready, break.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Derrick Henry. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. The pass rush specialist, D. Ford, in on the stop. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Greystone travel.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And his throw is incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. But now it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Garoppolo gives to Breida. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here we go.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Got his target, Samuel. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? 3rd and short, McKinnon. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Agnew now to return. A good return there, 17 yards, and the Bears take over.
Bears take over first and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Here we go, here we go.
They're not ready for this, man.
Now on 2nd and 13. Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Hey, gun.